Well, hello boys and girls, Uncle Roddus back again. Only a week after I made my last video, I got a big pile of records, enough to make another video. Yeah, it's a week after Record Store Day, so that makes it the 30th of April. And unfortunately, yesterday we had to go to the city for a wake for my wife's auntie who passed away earlier in the month. She was 102, so it's pretty cool. She was a really cool lady. She was, yeah, you understand, someone getting to that age, they were pretty buoyant, pretty with it actually. I only met her 6 times in the last 20 years, but she always remembered my name. It's like, wow. Yeah, really cool lady. Anyway, that was a nice day in town, catching up with her family and friends. So, in between the church service and then the wake dinner family get together afterwards, we popped into Penny Lane. Big mistake. So, as I said last week, I was in there. I popped in for Record Store Day only because we happened to be again, and I happened to be in town on chores picking up stuff for the house. But a wee while ago I showed a video. I'd been having a look through the compilation bins there, and I picked up some of those 1970s Warner Brother Lost Leaders compilations. So they were promo compilations or samplers from the label, mostly double LP. Originally they were all mail order only, so you couldn't buy them in the shops, I understand. I wasn't that familiar with them. I guess the earliest I was familiar with label samplers. I mean, there's things like, I think it was the Greasy Truckers compilation, which I don't have and I've never seen in the shops. And then there was things like the Rock Machine Turns You On, which I believe was one of the very first label samplers from like 1969. But these followed suit pretty smartly. So I've picked up a few of them. I'll quickly show you what's playing behind me if you can hear it. I have to turn it down so I don't have to yell. I did show this, I guess, in my last video. Cast Assist, the sound of the Wellington Underground from 1989 to 94. That's what's playing behind me. Some alternative rock. I did miss this one. I don't think I showed this in my previous videos, which I picked up a few weeks back as well. This is the MCA Sound Conspiracy sampler from 1971. It's got Wishbone Ash's Blind Eye, which I really love that song, although I'm not a big fan of Wishbone Ash's other stuff, to be honest. That's just one song that I really love of those. And Fanny Adams, Chelsea, Glass Harp, Jeremiah. So some fairly second tier sort of obscure-ish bands, but bands that I actually have heard of. So that was cool. That was fairly cheap. It's not the covers and a bit of water damage and things like that, so that it's not the best of mix, but it plays pretty well. It cleaned up pretty well. That is a New Zealand release. So going through the bins yesterday, and I knew there was, from last weekend, there was a bunch of these things. There was actually more in there than I realised. They've got four bins of compilations, and yeah, there was more than I realised. So anyway, I basically grabbed everyone, and I thought I'd grabbed all of them. When I was going through Discogs last night and putting these on Discogs and cleaning them, I discovered that I'd left one in the bins, which was also one of these. And there's the dog scratching at the door, so I have to go and let the dog in. Yeah, so I grabbed quite a few of these compilations. I basically cleaned out all that they had in the bins, apart from the one that I missed, which I had in my hand, and I put it back, and then I didn't grab it at the end of the day. So no particular order, all singing, all talking, all rocking. So these are all double gatefold things with some notes on the bands. The notes are covering more than just the bands that are on the records quite often. But yeah, so We got Chip Taylor, Strider, Bonnie Raitt, Allman Brothers, Backdoor, the Mothers of Invention. I mean, there's a very quite eclectic mixes actually. There's a few duds on them that I've heard so far, and as we went through the decade, because they went from, basically like, I think 69, 1970 was the very first one, and then they went right through to around about 1980. This one's called Give 'Em the Works. These are all in pretty good nick, and they're not expensive. Rod Stewart, Jimmy Cliff, Montrose, Tower of Power, Zappa and Beefheart, Leon Redbone, Black Sabbath a track on here, I reckon this one, cool. So yeah, real mix of stuff, and Bonnie Raitt again. And most of them are songs I'm not familiar with by a lot of artists that I do know. And they said they weren't hits. These were put out as compilations of stuff that had already been released. Not many of them were hits. So they were just putting them out as samplers for people. They were pretty cheap, I believe. Hard Goods, which I forgot to say which years these were from. I think this one's from 1975. Where is it? I can't find it. 74, 75. Montrose, Doobie Brothers, Foghat, Van Morrison, Steel Eye Span, Greg Orman, Neil Young with Graham Nash. So yeah, lots of cool stuff on these. So I'm never going to get the whole lot of these. Someone said on Facebook that they're in the States, and they said these are common as mud in the bargain bins. He said for his whole life he's been seeing these in the bins, in the bargain bins and stuff like that. Monsters, this is a really cool cover. I like the cover on this one. This is from 1979. This one's a bit more disco orientated at that stage, although there's some Ricky Lee Jones and the Doobie Brothers here, Lowell George, Van Halen actually, okay, Bob Marley. No, it wasn't this one. I thought this was the disco-y one. Maybe it's not. Alice Cooper. And this, yeah, I think this was from 1979. Yep, there it is, 1979. Programmed by Dr. Demento. But yeah, I do like the cover on that one. The time I bought all these yesterday, plus the ones I already had, I think I must have now about 15 of these, but that's certainly only about half of what they put out, I believe. This one is Middle of the Road. The cover actually goes that way, I believe, or whatever. Anyway, this is from 72. And again, this is the earlier ones had the booklets with the write-ups on the artists, whereas the later ones didn't tend to be quite so much, or maybe just the notes in the middle. They're all on fairly heavy cardboard. This is 1972. I said that, didn't I? Middle of the Road. So this one's probably not going to be one of my favourites, because the Middle of the Road is just describing some of the artists that are on it. Burbank's Finest, and of course Burbank is where Warner Brothers is, because these are all Warner Brothers. I don't know if I mentioned that. Burbank is where Warner Brothers is situated. Burbank, California. This one is 1975. We've got more Doobie Brothers, James Taylor, Curtis Mayfield, Alvin Bishop, Wet Willie, Commander Cody, stuff like that. So this one's one of the ones with the gatefold without the booklet. So as I said, they stopped doing that later on. All these records, and actually, I'm figuring that these were a collector all from one collection, perhaps, that they bought. So as I said, the friend on Facebook said these were common as mud over in the States, but not so much over here. I guess probably a few of them may have turned up, maybe a few of them got mail ordered, but yeah, I don't think we're going to find too many of these around New Zealand. The guy in the shop, when I bought them, they'd been in the bins for quite a while, and he discounted them. The prices had already been discounted. So they put stuff out at what they think is the top price it will sell for, and if it doesn't sell after a while, if a filling, they're, you know, using up space, they'll reduce them. So quite often you'll see their records with maybe 3 stickers on them, you know, top price, and then they'll drop it down another price, they'll cross that off, they'll stick another sticker on it to reduce it to try and sell it. So they tend to do that. If, obviously the stuff that's really popular and goes out the window 5 minutes, that's not going to be an issue, that's not going to happen. But with stuff that sits in the bin for sometimes years or a year or maybe longer, I don't know what their time frames are, they reduce them. So these were selling for $30 originally. They're double LPs, all of them are double LPs. They were, most of them, this one was $10 for some reason, and it's just, I don't know why, because it's in pretty good nick. Limo it's called, from 1977 I believe. Should have put my reading glasses on, folks, because I can't bloody read much with these glasses. So yeah, they were reduced, and then of course because I shop there a lot, he gave me another discount on top of the fact that they were reduced. A la carte, this from, I think it was a 70. This one doesn't have the booklet, but I think this is from, oh no, this is 79. Sorry, yeah. Candy Staten, Robert Palmer. So yeah, we're getting Climax Blues Band, Mavis Staples, Emmylou Harris, Manfred Mann. The stuff on this one, I think I did have a listen to it yesterday, was a little bit more laid back. Like I say, but they're really eclectic. I like them. I like the fact that they're quite different. Lots of stuff I'm not familiar with, and you know, lots of pretty cool stuff. This one is just called Burbank, although I think it has a bit of a subtitle. No. Tower of Power, Van Dyke Parks, Alice Cooper, Arlo Guthrie, Curved Ear. Again, this is the one with a booklet in it, stapled inside of it. And I guess actually, to be honest, not all of the bands in the booklet are on the record. I've found from some of the ones. I don't remember what year this one was. Another earlier one is, I didn't know they still made records like this. And this one here is, I think, from 75. There it is. Fleetwood Mac, Van Morrison, Bonnie Raitt again, Arlo Guthrie again, James Taylor, Joni Mitchell. This one's got a lot of singer-songwriters I see on it, yeah. Actually just about all of them, to be honest. Yeah, 75. So, that one there. So that's all of the Lost Leader series ones that I've picked up. So there's 10 of them there I picked up yesterday. And then of course I have about another 4, I think, that I picked up, I'd already shown. And the last one I picked up yesterday is a different brand, different label. Picnic, A Breath of Fresh Air. And this one is on Harvest, EMI Harvest. We got Sid Barrett, Roy Harper, Edgar Broughton, Kevin Ayers. I think there's a Black Sabbath track on here somewhere. I'm sure I saw a Black Sabbath track on it. Greatest Show on Earth, which I used to have that record. Quartermass, I used to have that record. This one's pretty cool, actually. Pretty Things. I'm sure there's bloody... oh, here we go. Deep Purple it was, not Black Sabbath. What do I think of that? It was on the other ones that was black. There was a Black Sabbath. Didn't I mention that? Yeah. So, I think this was from 1971. Let's have a look. Printed in Great Britain, so this is an English pressing. Obviously, no, I can't see it. I'm pretty sure it was 71, somewhere around there. So, yeah, Pink Floyd's on here as well. So this is a pretty cool compilation as well. And so I'm really pleased with those. And I will, when I get a chance, I'll go and pick up that one I left on the shop if it's still there. Next time I get into town, although I haven't, you never know when I'll be next in town. So we'll just see what happens with those. But I'm enjoying those. Quite an eclectic mix of stuff. I'm just big on compilations. I have so many of the damn things. I do like compilations. So, right, well that's me. I've got a bunch of records in the post coming. some more King Gizzard stuff on the way. My wife bought one for me the other day. She ordered one from Amazon because she was buying some stuff off Amazon, which she shouldn't have been, because we're not supposed to be buying lots of stuff. But I'm not exactly setting a good example. But she, just to soften the blow, she decided to, and she really lucked in big time because she bought one that I didn't have, because she doesn't really know what I've got, and she managed to actually get one that I didn't have. So that's on its way to me as well. All right, I'll stop prattling on and let you go back to your day. Catch you next time.